All right, let's talk about We Who Will Die by Stacia Clark. It's the first book in the Empire of Blood romantasy series set in a Roman-inspired world ruled by vampires, where a woman named Arvel must enter a deadly arena to kill the Emperor to save her family, navigating a complex love triangle and developing her own powers. It's a story of political rebellion, gladiator combat, and forbidden romance, featuring themes of sacrifice, revenge, and a slow burn enemies to lovers trope. Confession, the only reason I decided to read this book was because I'm still in my Vampire Diaries era. Even though I finished season 8, what was it, a few months ago? It still lives rent-free in my brain. So as soon as I saw this book was about vampires, jumped right into it, dove right in. Before we dive right in, We Who Will Die. Can we just respect that the title is not something like A Kingdom of Sunshine and Roses, A World of Blood and Glass? Nothing like those over-repetitive titles. It's unique, and props to the author for that. Bravo. I was kind of getting sick of the way the other titles were fashioned, so. We Who Will Die currently has 4.15 stars on Goodreads, which sounds absolutely promising. So let me give you my spiel on it now. From chapter 1, from the get-go, a lot of terms were just hurled at your face. I was confused for a few good chapters in there. Not gonna lie, I had no idea what half of these terms meant, but the more I read, as with most fantasy books, the more I read, the more it made sense, and by the end, I was just craving for more. Don't know if you consider this a spoiler or not, but if you don't want to know this about romance, then plug your ears. But Arvel kind of finds herself in the middle of a love triangle. I mean, it doesn't feel like a love triangle at first, but by the end of the book, you'll understand. The Roman Empire and vampires were done very beautifully. I did enjoy the world building. It did feel unique in that manner. And on top of that, you have not only vampires, but vampires and those with powers, the sigil marked or the sigil marked. Honestly, I don't even know how to pronounce that word. I definitely did, confession, I did Google how to pronounce that word. And there's 2 different pronunciations for it. So I guess I'll just call it the sigil marked. Arvel is a sigil marked and she struggles with her powers. She's not quite sure how to access them. Also, there's a couple fun plot twists in We Who Will Die regarding Arvel's powers. But I fully expect in book 2 for her powers to be kind of like Aelin Galathinius' to just kind of bloom. Probably not on Aelin's level, but to be mega powerful in some way. I kind of want to say more about the romance, but I feel like if I do, I'll spoil a couple plot twists. So I can't and I won't do that to you guys. But just trust me that the plot twists are pretty good. They're pretty good when it comes to the romance. So I'll let you figure that out for yourself if you decide to read it. As for spice, once again, yes, it's there. It's not as detailed as other books are, but I mean, still skip over it. I would definitely skip over it. I'm not into that kind of stuff. Language, yep, there's also language in this book. Let's see if I can remember. I think the F word's dropped a couple times. There's a certain side character that you're going to hate at first and hate with all your heart. But then you're going to learn some background knowledge about him as well as certain things, why he does certain things that irritate our female main character. And when you learn those things, you're going to discover, wow, I'm actually kind of rooting for this side character. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. And you'll know who I'm talking about when you read about this person. And I can't wait for you to read about this person. And yep, it ends on a cliffhanger. But oh boy, is it a good cliffhanger, because my mind and my brain can't stop reeling about certain possibilities, like what's going to go down in the second book. So in case that's not clear, yes, I'll be reading the second book. Here's my rating system for reference. It was a bit of a challenge to decide whether or not to rate this book 3 or 4 stars. Again, I wish Goodreads was able to let me rate half of a star, because I would have done like 3.5 or something. But I decided to go with 3 stars. I liked Arvel. She actually didn't bother me as much as other female main characters do. So I'll hand the author that because it's very difficult for me to genuinely like the female main character. And maybe some of that had to do with her traumatic past that you'll read about. Or not. I didn't like the spice and swearing, obviously. I didn't like how there were some predictable elements, but again, almost every book has predictable elements in it. One of the main things that bothered me was not Arvel's traumatic past, but how often she brought it up. And I know people who have trauma, they just relive that on repeat in their minds. But if it's just mentioned like almost every chapter or sometimes multiple times a chapter, it kind of drives me insane. And I kind of wish there would have been more action scenes outside of the arena. I mean, Arvel fights multiple times in an arena, so there are action sequences there. But I wish outside of the arena there would have been something else going on, something that would have prompted her to use her powers more. We didn't get enough of her powers in this book, probably because she's still trying to get accustomed to them, still trying to access them or whatever. But I wish she would have used them a little bit more. Overall, We Who Will Die, great book, and I recommend it. Just skip over those explicit content scenes, but it was a good read. It was thrilling and intriguing. There were times where I couldn't do anything but think about the book. So props to the author for that. That was brilliant writing. It was enjoyable. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop what you think about We Who Will Die in the comments, and catch you on the next video.